Scariest Wisconsin forest encounter ever. It was a warm August day in the summer of 2019. I had invited over some friends for an early birthday party since my birthday occurred in September and would be too hard to plan with school. Anyways, for some background, I live in Wisconsin on a lot of 42 acres. I thought this would be prime for a bunch of high school kids so we could explore and play night games, as I haven't fully explored the land myself. I said to all my friends. At 8 I helped my dad start a fire in our pit where we sat around and told stories for a good hour and a half. Then we all wanted to go out and explore the trails on our land at night. My dad had me take a gun as there were tons of coyotes, bears, and even wolves spotted on our land. The .308 hunting rifle I used was good enough. We start out and walk through the parts I'm familiar with. But my friends point out that they thought they heard footsteps not too far away from the trails. I brushed it off and told them that it was probably some small animals. After an hour exploring, my friend Will points out a big deer trail, so we head out to see where it leads. About a minute into the new trail and I start to hear footsteps, but maybe no more than 20 yards away. I silence everyone and tell them to turn off their phone lights. I then hear what sounds like a few people talking to themselves in front of us on the trail. I then pull out my huge light, the ones that can reach a mile, and turn it on. To my horror, I see a full-grown man in dark clothes standing about 60 feet away. My friends are freaking out at this point. So I take charge and yell at him that he is on private land and needs to get off. I then spot him reaching in his pocket, for he pulls out a large hunting knife. I then remember a few of the girls start crying. The worst part was when he slowly start walking towards us saying that I'll pay. His walk turned into a run, so I rushingly put my clip in the gun, chamber it, and bang. A shot rang out as I landed a shot on his left arm. He then started to run at me again, to which I chambered another round and fire again. This time I hit his lower left part of his abdomen. I then yell at my friends to run back besides Will, as he was a big and strong friend. I gave him the light so I can call my dad and explain the situation. He heard the shots and was concerned. He then called the cops and waited for them to get there to lead them to me. But by the time they arrived, the man died. My friends made it out okay besides one girl fainting. I had trouble sleeping that night. Not the fact that I had killed a man in self-defense, but the fact that the cops had said that he was wanted on a case of murdering 2 other people up north. I just ended up staying up and talking to Will about it. And I don't know if it's related or not, but I noticed a motion lights turn on at around 2:30 a.m. that same night. 2 people having the same dream. I had the same dream all my life about a house with 3 bedrooms, with adjoining doors, and in the dream I could not sleep and kept going from bedroom to bedroom, trying to sleep in each bed. Anyway, in this house was a big staircase, with a little staircase leading off it, and halfway up the little staircase was a little door with a tiny staircase going up, propped to the attic. But in this dream, if you tried to go up the little staircase, I would wake up feeling really scared every time. Had this dream all my life to the age of 33 years. Anyway, one day me and my mum were talking about dreams, and I said, I dream about a house all the time. She said, so do I, and she said, mine has a weird door in it. I went cold and said, what weird door? And she said, the exact dream that I had, and had also never gone up there, cause woke up scared. By this time, my hairs were standing up, and I was really freaked out. Without prompting here, I said, what else happens? And she said, I put my kid to bed, but they won't sleep, and keep moving from bedroom to bedroom. And I said, yes, that's me, and said the bedrooms all in a row. We were both freaked out bad, and she said, do you know where the bathroom is? And I said, yes, and she said, I will write something on the wall, see if you can go in there when you next dream it and tell me what it says. And do you know what, since speaking about it, we both never have had the dream ever again. WTF is that all about? The barn, true story. I live in upstate New York, and I was 9 at the time. Me and my friend Alex were walking up a street. We saw a dirt road and decided to go down it. While walking down, We began to hear noises for the overgrown field next to us. After 10 minutes we saw a barn. It was old and abandoned. We were around 200 feet away. Then we saw this black humanoid creature come out of the brush crawling on the ground. Alex started walking back slowly and then the creature got up. It was tall black hair, and by the looks of it had antlers and fangs, and it was looking right at us. Me and Alex booked it. We ran a 20-minute walk in 5 minutes. But as stupid teens do, we went back many times. If you continue to go down the path, past the barn, you would enter a wooded area where there is a path to a creek. Then there is a path leading back to the barn by the creek. Around 5 years later, me, Alex, my sister, her boyfriend, and my sister's friend. We're walking down there. My sister's boyfriend went back up with my sister, and a couple minutes later we went up the path. Me and Alex were talking, but a growling noise was coming from the path below us. We slowly and quietly walked up the path when my sister's friend screamed, and so we ran up to the barn and then to the road. We asked why my sister's friend screamed, and she said it was because she saw a black humanoid creature crawling toward her. It's been a year since then, and you best believe I'm not going back there anytime soon. God giving me signs? Or just a coincidences? Recently I have been going through a rough phase of my life. I broke up with my girlfriend, school stress has been getting to me, and my mental illnesses have been getting worse. I will not go into details. I'm not getting any support from my family or friends because either they don't know about the issues I have or just don't know how to handle them. So basically I have been alone most of my life, especially after moving into another country and losing everything and everyone I had. Enough with the backstory. I work at a small store which is located in the city center every Saturdays. My shift starts at 1500 hours till 1 to 2, depending on the amount of customers we get, and I live approximately 1 hour away from the shop. I have been working since a year and have never experienced any real crazy shit on my way back home, which was always strange to me. I mean, I am not complaining, but taking the train and the bus that late for a year and not experiencing anything mildly weird just felt strange. Especially after hearing stories from my friends and knowing how bad this city can be. Anyway, like I said, life hasn't been good to me for years now, but honestly last night I just snapped and cried my eyes out waiting for my bus. Obviously no one was around that late, and I had the whole bus train station for myself. I'm not religious and really don't even know if I believe in a deity, but being that alone and having no one to really talk to forced me to just stare at the dark sky and scream my lungs off, asking God for the reason why I have been suffering my whole life, to just give me a sign, good or bad, that he is with me and knows about this. But obviously nothing, not a sign or reply like I expected. My bus came, and after getting out of it, I had to take a 8 to 10 minute walk home like always. I was about to make my first left turn when I see a weird tall guy sneaking and sprinting out of the street I was about to walk into. He looked around, saw me and stopped moving. Standing still and just staring at me for a couple of seconds and then sprinting back into the street. I noped the fuck out of that street, especially because how dark it is, which it always was, but now with a maniac in there, and I was forced to take another route which wasn't really a problem for me. I take the second street left, and after a 1 to 2 minute walk see a guy just listening to the creepiest kind music and dancing around like I don't even know how to describe it. He was literally dancing around like the Joker, the most recent movie. So I took a left again, walking a little hasty. I was getting close to my apartment and a black van drives by me, and I hope to God that they keep driving and didn't notice me, but no, they stop a couple of meters in front of me, and one of them gets out. My initial reaction was to look back and just run, but I kept going forward. The guy that got out of the van went to the building in front of him and just put newspapers in front of the doors. Keep in mind it was 2 o'clock in the morning. He slowly walked back to his van and kept staring at me, but drove by. After getting some distance between them, I sprinted as fast as I could back to my apartment. Again, I don't know if it was God trying to show me something that he is protecting me from these every week, and I'm still complaining, but it was the weirdest experience of my life.